Hi everyone. In the last lecture, we have discussed the basic concepts which are very useful in electrolytic conductance. So here Ohm's law, specific resistance, specific conductance and the equivalence conductance. These terms already we have discussed in lecture number 1. In this lecture, we are going to discuss the conductivity cells and the measurement of the resistance of the solution. So friends, all of you know that conductivity bridge or the conductometer, it is the instrument which is used to measure the resistance and the conductance of the solution. So here when we consider the conductometer or conductivity meter, the basic part of the conductivity meter, it is the conductivity cell. So first of all, let us discuss the conductivity cell. There are various types of the conductivity cell. So let us discuss one by one. So here the conductivity cell. So first of all, how the conductivity cells are constructed. So friends, the solution whose conductance or whose resistance we have to measure or we have to determine, that solution is taken in the conductivity cell. The cell is basically consist of a glass container in which two electrodes are fixed. So here in the conductivity cell there are two electrodes and they are fixed. The electrodes are of platinum foil. So here the two platinum electrode in the form of foil, they are used as electrodes in conductivity cell. So here these platinum foils are coated with the platinum black. So here the platinum black is deposited electrolytically on the platinum. The deposited platinum consists of very fine platinum particles and appears black. That's why the name platinum black is in practice. So here the two electrode, that is two platinum electrode, such as the platinum foils, they are used as the electrodes. The deposition of the platinum black on the electrode minimizes the effect of the polarization. The electrodes is said to be polarized when it operates a potential other than its reversible potential, that is a single electrode potential, and the electrode when polarized operate irreversibly. That's why here we have to use platinum black, that is the platinum black is deposited on the electrode. The cell is constructed of the Pyrex or other resistance glass and fitted with the platinized platinum electrode. So here in the cell, these two platinum electrode, they are fitted in the Pyrex glass or other resistance glass. The glass tube are firmly fixed in the ebonite cover of the cell so that the distance between the electrodes is not altered during the experiment. That's why here this glass tube, it is fitted in the ebonite cover, and the distance between the two platinum electrode, it is a constant during the experiment. So here this is the construction of the conductivity cell. So let us consider the diagram of the conductivity cell. So here various types of the cells are shown in diagram. So these are the three conductivity cell, number 1, number 2 and number 3. So here these are the platinum electrode or platinum plate. So here also these are the two platinum foil. Here also these two are the platinum electrode or platinum foil or platinum plate. Platinum black is deposited on these two platinum electrode. So number 1, number 2 and number 3. These are the three types. We can use any one conductivity cell for the measurement of the resistance as well as for the measurement of the conductance. Friends, what is important in chemistry laboratory, generally we use the second type of the conductivity cell for the measurement of the conductance in chemistry laboratory. So here the cell 1, it is the consist of the smaller electrodes separated by the larger distance and is useful for the measurement of the high conductance accurately. So here if we have to measure the high conductance, then at that time here we have to use the conductivity cell number 1. The second one is it is a simple dipping type of cell. That means the solution is taken in the beaker, and here the conductivity cell, it is dipped in the beaker. While in case of the number 1 and number 3, the solution whose conductance we have to measure or we have to determine, such a solution, it is taken in the conductivity cell 1 or conductivity cell 3. But here second type, it is a dipping type of conductivity cell. The solution is taken in the beaker and the cell is dipped in the solution in the beaker. So here it is a dipping type of cell, and generally this conductivity cell, second type, it is used for the conductometric titration. Then the cell 3 is large, there is a large electrode separated by the smaller distance. So here the larger electrode separated by the smaller distance, and third type, it is used for the measurement of the low conductance. So here these are the three conductivity cell. Number 1 is for the measurement of the high conductance, number 3 is for the measurement of the low conductance, and number 2, it generally it is used in the chemistry laboratory for the conductometric titration or for the measurement of the conductance of the various solution. So here the conductivity cells. Then here the circuit diagram of the conductometer. So here when we consider the conductometer, there is a Wheatstone bridge circuit, and here the Wheatstone bridge circuit, it is used in the conductance measurement, and here this is the circuit diagram. So in this circuit diagram, BC is the wire having the uniform cross sectional area. So here this BC, it is the wire, R is the variable standard resistance, this K is the capacitor, while this C is the conductivity cell, while S is the source, and here the D is the detector, J is the jockey key, and this D is the balance point. So once again, this BC is the wire which is having the uniform cross sectional area, R is the variable resistance, K is the capacitor, then here C is the conductivity cell, the solution whose conductance we have to measure, that solution is taken in the conductivity cell, S is the source, and here the D is the detector, J is the jockey key. With the help of the jockey key, we have to find out the balance point on the wire BC. So here the D is the balance point. So here this is the Wheatstone bridge circuit for the measurement of the conductance or the resistance of the solution. So here C is the conductivity cell, it is filled with the solution of the electrolyte, R is the variable standard resistance M, S is the source. Either we can use alternating current or the direct current as a source for the measurement of the conductance in Wheatstone bridge circuit. D is the suitable detector. So here the generally three types of the detectors are used. Human ear, it can be used as the detector, or here CRO, cathode ray oscilloscope, we can use as a detector, or here the magic eye, it is also used as the detector. So here in the diagram, D is the suitable current detector, BC is the wire of uniform cross sectional area over which the sliding contact J moves. The point D along the BC is detected by moving J along the BC, it is the null point or the balance point. And here for accurate work, along with the balancing of the resistance of the bridge arms, the capacitance is also balanced. For this, variable capacitor K is connected in parallel with the resistance R. So here this is the capacitance, this K, it is connected parallel to the resistance. So here the capacitor K is connected in parallel with the resistance R. The value of the variable resistance R should be compared to the resistance of the solution. So here this is the Wheatstone bridge circuit which can be used for the measurement of the conductance in conductivity meter or in the conductometer. So here the Wheatstone bridge circuit. Then the next point, the source and the detector. Generally here the two types of the sources we can use. The number one is the direct current and number two is the alternating current. But generally here when we use the conductometer, alternating current is preferred. Instead of the direct current, alternating current is used as the source in conductometer or in conductivity meter. So here because of the two reasons. So here the first reason is if the direct current is used, the deposition of the substance occurs at the electrodes. That is, electrolysis of the solution takes place, which subsequently leads to the decrease in the concentration of the solution. So here when the direct current is used, at that time the electrolysis of the solution takes place. That means the electrolysis of the electrolyte takes place, and that's why here there is a decrease in the concentration of the solution. And all of you know that when there is a decrease in the concentration of the solution, naturally there is a decrease in the resistance or there is a change in the conductance value of the solution. So this is the first reason. Then the second reason is that the gas liberated at the electrode during the electrolysis increases the resistance in addition to setting of counter EMF that oppose the passage of the current. This is called as the polarization. So here because of the gas liberated at the electrode, the polarization maybe takes place. So the polarization effect can be minimized by depositing electrolytically thin coating of the platinum on the platinum plate. So here these are the two main reasons. Instead of the direct current, here the alternating current is preferred for the measurement of the conductance or the resistance by using the conductivity meter or by using the conductometer. So here the source is the alternating current. Then the let us consider the detector. So here which detector is suitable for the conductometer? So here the three types detector we can use. Number one is the human air. So human air is sensitive to the above alternating frequency range, and airphone may be used as a detector, and here the buzzing sound is produced due to the passage of the current. So here when the current is passing through the circuit, at that time the buzzing sound is produced, and when the balance point is obtained, at that time the buzzing sound is minimum at the null point or the balance point, and this buzzing sound it can be detected with the help of the human ear, and here for that purpose earphone may be used just to find out the null point or the balance point. Then the CRO, that is the cathode ray oscilloscope, can also be used as the detector. So here the CRO is also used as a detector, but friends, this cathode ray oscilloscope, it is very costly instrument. So here as a chemist we never use the CRO, that is the cathode ray oscilloscope, as a detector in the conductometer, but we can use CRO as a detector. Then here in the modern instrument, the bridge wire is replaced by the variable resistors. So the null point is detected by the magic eye. On the front panel of the instrument there is a magic eye, and in the unbalanced state the whole area of the magic eye fluoresces brightly. When there is an unbalanced position, so here the whole area of the magic eye it fluoresces brightly. So here when there is a balanced position or in the balanced position, however the fluorescent area contract to a minimum. So here with the help of the magic eye we can detect the end point or the balance point in the conductivity meter or in the conductometer. So here these are the three detectors which we can use in the conductometer. Then the next point is the calculation of the resistance of the solution. So here with the help of the conductivity meter or with the help of the Wheatstone bridge circuit, how the resistance of the solution can be calculated. So here this is the indirect method, this is not direct method. So to understand the method of calculation, so consider the Wheatstone bridge circuit diagram. So same diagram once again we are going to consider. So here there is only one difference, the source of the alternating current it is replaced by the battery E. Only this is the only one modification, the source alternating current it is replaced by the battery E. So here this is the modified Wheatstone bridge circuit. So here the source of the alternating current it is replaced by the battery. So the current flowing from the battery at point C it is divided into the two parts, that is the I1 and the I2. So here at point C the current is divided into two parts, that is I1 and I2. Again R is the variable resistance, K is the capacitor, D is the detector, C is the conductivity cell, while here the E is the source, J is the jockey key, and here the D is the balance point, and here, again here the BC is the wire which is having the uniform cross sectional area. Same Wheatstone bridge circuit, only the alternating source is replaced by the battery. So here the current I from the battery get divided into the two parts, that is I1 and I2 at point C. The passage of the current through any resistance is accompanied with the potential drop across the resistance. This is important. Let us consider once again, the passage of the current through any resistance is accompanied with the potential drop across the resistance. So here it is given by the potential drop, it is given by the product, and the potential drop it is a product of current into the resistance. So here at the null point, the point A and D are at the same potential. So let us consider the figure. The point A and D they have the same potential. So here, so at the null point, point A and D are the same potential. So here the potential drop across the C and A. So how the potential drop is calculated? Potential drop it is calculated it is a product of current into the resistance. So the potential drop across the C and A. So here let us consider the diagram. This is the C and A potential drop. So here the potential drop it is the product of the current into the resistance. So resistance is the R and the current is the I1. So R into I1. So here we can write I1 into R. Then here it is equal to potential drop across the C and D. So here the potential drop across the C and D. So here the potential drop across the C and D. So here the resistance is R2 and the current is I2. So here the R2 into I2. So here the equation can be written as R into I1 is equal to R2 into I2. So here this is the equation number 1, that is I1 into R or I2 into R2, equation number 1, where R2 is the resistance of the wire DC. Similarly, we can write the potential drop across the A and B. So here let us consider the diagram once again, A and B. So this is the A and this is the B. So here the solution whose conductance we have to determine, or the solution whose resistance we have to determine, that solution is taken in the conductivity cell and its resistance is the Rx and the current is the I1. So here we can write the I1 into Rx. So here potential drop across the A and B, that is the I1 into Rx, is equal to potential drop across the B and D. So here the potential drop across the B and D. So this is the B and D. Once again the current is I2 and the resistance of the wire BD is the R1. So we can write the I2 into R1. So equation 2 can be written as, that is a I1 Rx is equal to I2 R1. So this is the equation number 1 and this is the equation number 2. So dividing equation 2 by 1, so here the equation can be written as, let us consider once again here, dividing equation 2 by 1. So this equation 2, it can be divided by 1. So this I1 is cancelled, this I2, these are the cancel, and finally we can write the Rx divided by R is equal to R1 divided by R2, and from this equation we can write Rx is equal to R1 R2 into R. So just knowing the R1 R2, the resistance of the solution of the electrolyte Rx may be calculated. So Rx is equal to R1 R2 into R. Substituting the value of these 3, that is R1 and R2, Rx can be calculated. Rx is the resistance of the unknown solution. So here this is the method to determine the resistance of the solution, and all of you know that the conductance is the reciprocal of the resistance. So here when we know the resistance of the unknown solution, from that resistance we can find out the conductance, because here C is equal to 1 upon R. That's why here we can write C is equal to 1 upon Rx. So here in this way the resistance can be determined. So friends, in this lecture we have discussed the conductivity cell, then Wheatstone bridge circuit, and the calculation of the resistance of the solution. Thank you.